It's out with the old Julia Gillard and in with the new. After weeks of carefully scripted campaign announcements, the Prime Minister says it's time to bust out and show Australians who she really is. No more playing it safe, she says. She's going to throw out the rule book and take control. But the new Julia Gillard's actions weren't radically different from the old. She campaigned in Western Sydney, promising to ease cost of living pressures on families with teenagers. A perplexed Tony Abbott is demanding that the real Julia reveal herself. Here's Chief Political Correspondent Mark Simkin.
She looks the same.
G'day, how are you?
She sounds the same.
Hello, how are you?
How are you?
G'day, hi, how are you? Hello, how are you?
But apparently she's not the same.
G'day, hello, how are you?
A good campaign.
Concerns about the campaign forced Julia Gillard to get real.
I've stepped up to take control. I've made a decision that the risk-averse orthodoxy of modern campaigning is not for me. I'm going to play my own game.
The Prime Minister's moving on from moving forward, throwing out the script and the rule book.
For myself, I want to bust out of that, and I believe I am busting out of it.
Labor sources say the public wasn't warming to what they call plastic Julia, and the reality check came after last week's feisty press conference, which raises a question. If this is the real Julia Gillard,
They're about to leap into that and come out as Superman, it's like.
why did she hide her true identity?
Would the real Julia please stand up? What have we been seeing for the last 5 weeks if it's not the real Julia Gillard?
Tony Abbott maintains he's the real deal, even while also pursuing a tightly scripted risk-averse strategy.
If you elect Tony Abbott, you will get Tony Abbott. If you elect Julia Gillard, you will get the faceless men.
So who will they elect? Labor's primary vote is below 40%. The coalition's keeps climbing. After preferences, it's neck and neck.
I don't want to get ahead of myself by sitting in the top chair.
Too long, too soon.
Tony Abbott announced more money for tourism. Julia Gillard went back to school.
No one wants to be a politician?
She wants to give principals a bigger say over staffing and budgets and promised more family support.
Policy question, right. You don't want to join the Canberra Press Pack, do you?
Students aged 16 to 18 will get up to $150 extra a fortnight. 650,000 teenagers should benefit.
A huge new investment in the nation's future, a transformation of school education and a transformation of the family tax benefit system.
Paid for in part by a handy $300 million dividend from Medibank Private. Government sources say Gillard unplugged is part of a plan to draw a line under the first 2 weeks of the campaign. Their internal polling suggests it's very close, but Labor's still ahead in enough key marginals to win, so long as it doesn't have another week like the last one. Mark Simkin, ABC News, Canberra.
And the Prime Minister appears to have already ripped up one chapter of the old campaign handbook. She's offering to break with recent traditions and hold a second debate with Tony Abbott.
Let's see what Mr Abbott says, but if he's prepared to debate the economy, despite Mr Costello saying he reckons Tony Abbott doesn't know much about it, then it's on.